Welcome, everybody. The NFL season is over, which means it's time to look forward to the 2023 NFL Draft. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2023 NFL Draft for the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are up in our 2023 NFL Mock Draft Series. As a reminder, we're using the NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator. I like it because they have players ranked based on where other people have them on the internet, so it kind of is a good aggregation of that. There will be some players who fall in the mock draft that aren't the most realistic, but as we know, anything can happen in the NFL Draft. We're also going to be rejecting any trades that come through. We want to see what the Dolphins will do with any picks coming in, or any picks they currently have. And a lot of the trade offers that come through on simulators aren't the most realistic, so we're going to stick with what they have. Now, talking about the Dolphins, made the playoffs last year. Were bounced pretty early, but, Tua was hurt. Tua Tagovailoa is the most important thing to the franchise right now. I'm going to make sure he stays healthy. But a team that has sacrificed draft picks for current talent, and they went out and got Jalen Ramsey at corner. They still got Tyreek Hill from last year. They have plenty of talent on this roster to win big as long as Tua stays healthy. So there's a lot expected of the Dolphins heading into this year. Let's look at their team needs as the NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator has them. Tight end, they did lose Mike Gesicki to a division rival in the Patriots. They have Durham Smythe coming back at tight end, but maybe not the best starting tight end. Running back, Mike McDaniel comes from San Francisco where they use plenty of running backs. They have some of those San Francisco running backs on the roster in Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. But they could use maybe more of a game changer if they get one that falls to them. Corner, they say they need corner, but they did get Jalen Ramsey. They have Darth Cater in the slot. They have Xavier Howard at the other corner. Maybe getting depth wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's not like a huge need for the Dolphins. Tackle, Austin Jackson's playing right tackle, hasn't been the greatest over his career. Linebacker was addressed, I think, in free agency. They got David Long, who's a pretty good linebacker. And then interior offensive line, Liam Eichenberg has not been the greatest at left guard. Maybe they could improve that this offseason, too. We'll see. The problem for the Dolphins is they don't have a lot of draft picks to improve the roster. The good news is they have a roster already. They traded some of those picks already. They also forfeited one for tampering and trying to get Tom Brady. So they have 4 picks in this draft, but I think they can get some impact players, at least with the first 2 picks, while they take some flyers on some guys late. So let's get this thing started for the Miami Dolphins. So we're going to be waiting a little bit here. As you see, some of the quarterbacks end up falling. Maybe not the most realistic. We know quarterbacks tend to go higher in this draft. But overall, I think at this point, we're getting to more of a real range of what the Dolphins could do at pick number 51. So again, rejecting all the trades that come through, I think the pick would be Sam Laporta here, but let me see if there's anything else. I think if a tackle was there, it just doesn't look like the board fell that way. Matthew Bergeron, I think we might be able to wait until next round to get him. So let's take Sam Laporta, the tight end out of Iowa. Again, Mike Gesicki's not there. They wanted more of a blocking tight end. Sam Laporta might provide a little bit more blocking than Mike Gesicki did, but also a good project behind Durham Smythe. Maybe he doesn't start right away. We know rookie tight ends don't really produce as much as people think, but I think a good value there at pick number 51. A lot of people have him going a little bit higher too, so we'll see what happens there. Pick number 84 now. Now, Devin Achane is really quick and fast, so that could be something to consider at that pick. But I think if you can get an offensive tackle here who could take over right away at right tackle if Austin Jackson isn't playing well, maybe move Austin Jackson to left guard if you take Bergeron. There's a lot of different options here. The Dolphins have moved offensive linemen around before, but really improving that offensive line because you need to keep Tua healthy moving forward. These top two picks are the ones that are realistically the only ones who are going to have a huge impact on their team. We have a huge break here from 84 to 197, so why not use it on someone who's going to protect the future of your franchise? Him staying healthy is vitally important to this team. As they showed, they can still be competitive without him, but it's going to be harder to win those playoff games, and that's going to be tough moving forward. All right, so pick number 197. We already got our tight end, so Cameron Latu is likely not the pick. They could go for defensive line depth, but I do like their defensive line, too. They've really beefed that up over the years. I could go for some edge depth, but let's see what else we got here. I think there might be someone we can get who can create impact at running back at the very least. Maybe an interior lineman, too. I'm going to go Israel Abanikanda here. I am a big fan of him and how he runs. He's actually a bigger back. He's like over 200 pounds and everything, but he runs really fast. I believe I have him as running back 4 or 5 on my big board personally. Getting him at this rate would be absolutely great for the Dolphins. Again, they're not the ones who like to spend a lot of top-end draft capital on running backs, but San Francisco, when Mike McDaniel was there, they picked a running back in almost every draft. I mean, we saw it with Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell and all these guys going back and forth. Both those guys were in the same draft class, but just keep on taking running backs. Maybe they aren't the most valuable, but I think Israel Anaconda can really outperform his draft position in this one and maybe actually create an impact, which is not something I saw at pick number 197. All right, so let's go to pick number 238 here. This pick, you don't want to get someone who can maybe play special teams, maybe some depth, and maybe turn into a starter late, but you're not expecting someone to come in and make an impact right away. I think there's could be two schools of thought here. You could go interior offensive lineman, knowing that these guys may never play, knowing that sometimes interior linemen do fall in the draft, maybe they will play. You could go Yasir Abdullah. I think he's a really good player, regardless of his ranking in this. I think he's pretty solid and can play linebacker or edge rusher. I think you can go a bunch of different places. I'm going to go Braden Daniels, the interior offensive lineman from Utah. I believe he has experience at tackle as well. But get that depth going. I think, again, it's important to protect Tua. Does a pick number 238 really going to help with that? We don't know, but take a flyer on it, see if you can get some help here. So this is the full draft board for the Dolphins. Again, very light on picks this year, but they did fill some needs in this mock draft. So we have Sam Laporta, a tight end who I think, mid-second round, late second round is where a lot of people have him. I think some people might like Tucker Kraft as well, but I think he fits what the Dolphins might want. You get Matthew Bergeron. I know a lot of people have him higher too, maybe like as a back-end first rounder, second rounder type prospect, but you get him at pick 84. I'd like that pick. I think he could step in at right tackle. I think you can move Boston Jackson to left guard. I think you can move Bergeron around a little bit too. That creates some versatility, some flexibility in terms of protecting Tua Tagovailoa moving forward. And I do think Israel Anaconda at pick number 197 would be a good pick as well. He's a guy I pick running back number 4 at 5 in this class, I believe. Bigger back pick and run fast. I think he could fit in well here. And then Braden Daniels, get some interior offensive line depth. We know the line needs to play well for Tua moving forward. All right, so I like the draft. Let me know what you think of the draft in the comments below. We'll continue our 2023 NFL mock draft series until we complete all the teams. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.